Morning, everyone. How you doing? Uh, just went out for a second run of the morning. Got up early. Olivia's not with me. I have to do something. And an idea for a second video of the morning came to me. So over the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've had several questions and actually offers to be a part of something I only can call Airbnb rent arbitrage. So what I want to do is I want to outline what it is for you and then get your feedback. What do you think of this strategy? Um, I know there's people out there talking about it. I've seen some stuff on YouTube and Facebook and the like, but I want to know what you think. So let me describe it, and I'm going to ask some questions of myself because I'm really thinking about this. But I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think. So, Airbnb rent arbitrage, and it probably goes by lots of other sexy names. But basically, the story is subletting in a different way. It's kind of like WeWork, except for houses. It's actually exactly like WeWork, except with houses. So, you go and you find a nice house in a nice, safe neighborhood, and you sign a lease from a landlord. Let's just make up some numbers. Let's say $2,000 a day. I'm sorry, $2,000 a month. Whoa, $2,000 a month. $2,000 a day would be a hell of a rent. So $2,000 a month. And then what your goal is the whole time is to turn that rental, which you now have signed the lease for, into an Airbnb. Okay. So the first question is, do you tell the landlord or not, right? Um, Depending on how you want to do this is the answer to that question. I would say, I hope so, right? You should. I mean, you're signing a lease saying you're living there. I'm sure there's a clause in the lease somewhere that says you can't sublet, right? I know that's in my lease. So if you don't tell the landlord and get that sublet taken away, there's a problem. But let's just say you tell him and I don't know, it's okay, or you don't tell them and it's up to you, whatever you think. So again, you've signed the lease for $2,000 a month for a year, 2 years, whatever you two decide. Okay, so now you have the place. It's now vacant because most places are rented vacant. So you go out and you have to spend, I don't know, what does it take to furnish a place? 15 grand? Because we're going to call this a 3 bedroom, 2 bath in a nice neighborhood. So let's say it's 20 grand, just to keep the numbers the same, right? 2 grand and 20 grand. So 2 grand a month, you spend 20 grand filling it up with stuff: beds, couches, sheets, dishes, toiletries, TVs, all the stuff that you would expect in an Airbnb. You then go to Airbnb and you advertise it on their platform as an Airbnb. And let's just keep the numbers again similar. Let's say it's $200 a day. I guess two is the number of the day in this video. And you go ahead and all you need now is, at what would it be? Just numerically speaking, 10 days of Airbnb, it pays the landlord. You probably need another 3 to 4 days to pay for other things like electricity, like insurance, like water, because those aren't being paid by the guests, cleaning, all of that. So let's assume at 16 days you're break even, right? Which is, roughly, let's say 15 days. So it's 50% of a month. So anything over 50% occupancy in your Airbnb, you are making money. So that's essentially what people have brought to me. They said, "Hey, Michael, do you want to be a part of some rental arbitrage?" The story is basically you can control some very, very nice inventory, not as the owner. And I think this is what's attracting people, right? These houses that would rent in this theoretical example for $2,000 a month probably are $500,000 homes in the Bay Area or wherever it is. And the idea is I don't have the money for a down payment, so I want to shortcut the process and I want to control inventory by signing a lease. I then either do or don't tell the landlord and I start throwing it up on Airbnb. And as long as I get more than 15 nights a month, I'm making money. And the idea here is I'm hearing people go out and lease 10, 12, 15 properties for rental arbitrage. And, I want to know what you think. What do you think of that strategy? I think it's becoming more and more popular. It honestly, if you can tell, makes me very uncomfortable. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's just because I'm old and I'm a fuddy-duddy and I don't get it. and I want to just keep doing month-to-month leases. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just outdated and I don't get it. I can tell you got to tell the landlord. I've heard some people don't, which is just a recipe for disaster. I would think insurance would be much higher, right? Um, when you're renting by the day and you aren't signing month leases, I think the landlord policy is higher. Um, I think managing a portfolio of 10 to 15 Airbnbs doing lease arbitrage just kind of feels like you're one city ordinance away from trouble, right? Most people that are going to do this are going to go get 8, 10, 15 rentals in their name because they got to sign the lease. And then what happens if the city of X goes, nope, no more Airbnbs, no more day rentals, or there's a ordinance on cars or turnovers, or who knows what it is, right? Vacant properties, who knows what it could be. But again, I think rental arbitrage, Airbnb rental arbitrage, is going to become more and more popular. So, tell me what you think. What am I missing? Should I look at it? I'm really interested to hear what you guys think I should do here. And are you looking at it? Are you looking at Airbnbs? Are you looking at Airbnb rental arbitrage? If you are, tell me why. Because again, I'm really struggling with this. Is this something I should go look at? Should I pick up? Should I add to our portfolio? So please help me out. Let me know what you think. Airbnb rental arbitrage, because maybe I'm just old and I'm missing something. Have a great day. Take care.